Welcome back to Personal Branding and Motorsports. I'm TJ Fry, and if you're new to this channel, I bring you into the world of pro driving along with tips and tricks to help you grow your brand, sign sponsors, and build your career behind the wheel. Today, I'm going to show you how I find the motivation to keep up with all the whole whirlwind of shit that you have to get done every day to really achieve the career of your dreams. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. Here we go! Alright, so without any delay, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. First and foremost, we've been talking about tons of different things that need to get done. There's a whole whirlwind shitstorm of things that need to get done in your pro driving career, right? If you're just getting started, that could be finding a logo and a designer to do the logo for you, having a packet created for you, an intro packet so you can send that to sponsors, finding out the sponsors, the contact information for who to send it to, sending it to multiple people every day, keeping in touch with those people, organizing that contact, building the car, maintaining the car, driving to events, driving at events, collecting content from all of those events, on top of, like most of us, probably working a full-time job to be able to just afford to live and do all the things we want to do. That's a lot of stuff to handle. You pretty much have to be good at managing time. And if you're not, one of two things needs to happen. You either need to acknowledge that this is not the career path for you, or you can use some of the tips that I'm going to give you today, and probably plenty of others out there, to become better at managing time. Because if you're not a good manager of time, I have to be honest with you, you're not going to be a good race car driver. Period. There's really no exceptions to that. So with that said, how do I manage my time? Well, first and foremost, the biggest chunk of our day is pretty much spent in bed. So if you're spending, like I used to, I love sleeping, and I would sleep 10 or 11 hours every day if given the opportunity. If you're sleeping 10 hours a day, all you have to do is cut it back to 8 hours and you just gave yourself 2 more hours a day, right? So eliminate a little bit of sleep and it goes a long way. Then you can get even more aggressive with that and you can do what I do, which is called polyphasic sleep. Now I'm down to about 6 hours of sleep a night, but I do sometimes take 1 or 2 25-minute naps throughout the day. So I might be sleeping about 7 hours a day. And here, just so you can see, this is my bedtime clock here, and you can see that's every day, every single day, right there. Yeah, that's right, 11 to 5 a.m. So 6 hours of sleep for me, and it is. At first, when you start doing that, I worked my way up to it, but when you first start doing it, yeah, you're yawning a lot throughout the day. You might have an extra coffee in the morning to get going, whatever. But once your body gets more familiar with it and accustomed to it, I no longer really require caffeine to get through it. I don't struggle to wake up in the morning, and I actually look forward to my morning routine. So the first thing you can do to give yourself more time is don't spend as much of it in bed. Real simple. The next thing that I do is what is called the Miracle Morning, and I'm going to show you this real quick on Chrome here. This is my favorite book of all time. This is The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Came out a little over 5 years ago, and I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of it. It is basically Hal Elrod, the author, went around and essentially talked to or researched countless wealthy, successful people. And what he did was he found out, you know what, all these people pretty much say the same 6 things that they attribute their wealth or happiness or success to. And so he said, you know what, I'm just going to do all 6 of those things every morning. And I gotta be honest, I think that's the most elegant but simple and powerful strategy I may have ever heard. This book, it might sound silly, but has totally changed my life, and I'm a huge fan of the content in this book. But to break it down for you very simply, there are 6 things that I do every morning. First things first, I get up and I meditate. I'll walk you through my actual wake-up process in a little bit. But one of the things I do is I meditate, followed by my affirmations, which you'll learn much more about in the book if you don't know them already. Then you have your visualizations. Again, learn more about those in the book if you don't do those already. Exercise, which is real straightforward. We kind of all know that deal. Reading, which for a while was actually the Miracle Morning. And then I journal as well. And journaling is not a big deal. I use an app on my phone. It's actually called Journal. It's kind of... There we go. See if I can get this thing to focus. But it's right there. And it basically just gives me a list of like all the different days. And so what I can do is I can click on any one of them and it goes in, it'll say like, I am grateful for these 3 things, and I have a few other things. What am I going to do to make today great? Daily affirmation, which is actually one of the other things that you want to do. And then down at the bottom, of course, you can do, at the end of the day, it'll ask you 3 amazing things that happened today and how could I have made today even better. That's a super, super simple way to do it. It honestly takes me less than 5 minutes a day, if that. It's probably like 1 or 2 minutes. But I journal, and those are the things I do every morning. I budget an hour for those things, for all of them, so 10 minutes each. But you can do, in the book, Hal talks about the 6-minute Miracle Morning, where you just devote 1 minute to each one of those things, and it really, really does make a difference. One of the other things that I started doing based off of the Miracle Morning, and just so you know, if anybody's interested, I will put a link down to the Miracle Morning. You can see it's here on Amazon. It's $14 right now. If you're interested in reading it, I highly recommend you just snag a copy. There will be a link down below. If you don't like reading, if you're like me and you hate reading to begin with, I gotta be honest, I can't stand reading for the most part, but because it was part of this Miracle Morning and this book was so highly recommended, I was like, I guess I'm gonna start reading. But anyway, if you hate reading, I'll also put a link to Audible down below, and you can sign up for free, which will give you 2 copies, 2 books for free, just for signing up for a 30-day trial, and that'll give you plenty of time to read through the Miracle Morning and then pick one for yourself if you want. But that's free to sign up, and I'll put a link down there below so you can just listen to them, if you're on a plane or if you're doing something else, what have you. So anyway, there will be a link to the Miracle Morning paperback down below, and there will also be a link to Audible where you can pick up the book if you want to listen to it, and that, of course, is free. So anyway, those are down below. But in the Miracle Morning, some of the tips and techniques that I really like and that I've effectively implemented, some of them are even actually not even from the book, but I no longer take this to bed with me. I don't put this next to my bed. I don't keep my phone anywhere near me when I'm in bed. It stays in the bathroom. And that sounds ridiculous, but the reason I do that is so that when it goes off in the morning at 5 a.m., if it's next to the bed, snooze. Every time. Be honest, I guarantee we've all done it. And by the way, why the fuck is snooze 9 minutes? Nothing is divisible by 9 minutes. I'm barely awake. I don't want to be doing math. That's fucking stupid. I don't know who made that decision. But anyway, snooze is easy if it's next to you. If it's not, I have to get up and turn it off. So what I do is I leave it in the other room. I leave it in the bathroom, and I get up, walk across the whole room, turn it off in the bathroom, and by the time I'm there, I'm standing next to the sink, and my toothbrush is there ready to go. So I just crank it out, and I start brushing my teeth. And it takes about 2 minutes to properly brush your teeth. And while you're doing that, your body is waking up, and all the chemicals that start flowing when you wake up, and you're kind of becoming less and less groggy as you do that. So that gives your body 2 minutes to really go, all right, fine, we're gonna do this, whatever. By the time I'm done brushing my teeth, I'm much more awake. I sit down and I begin my Miracle Morning with the meditation. So that's kind of my normal morning routine. I budget, like I said, about an hour for all of that, so I'm usually done by about 6 a.m. And by the way, if you weren't aware, nobody calls you or talks to you or bugs you before like 8 in the morning. So you wake up at 5 and you basically have 3 free hours of the day. So 6 o'clock rolls around, I might go work out. if I want to, or I might edit a video, I might upload a video, I might do some editing, I might spend a little time on YouTube, just burning time. Point is, I can do anything I want and no one's going to bother me. That's awesome. So again, less sleep, getting up early, and having that morning routine, doing all those things that really get things going for me, I gotta tell you, it's been a total life changer. So highly, highly recommend that you pick up The Miracle Morning. It's a great book. It's really changed my life. Now, last and most importantly, I would say, those things are all real important and they work together. But the most important thing is you have to have a plan. So the night before, I will go through and make a list of what I need to accomplish the next day. And I intentionally list out more things than I know I can get done. I like to challenge myself, because that way the few times when I actually go like, hell yeah, I got all that done, it feels really good. But even when you get to the end of the day, for me anyway, when I get to the end of the day and I haven't accomplished everything on my list, but I've still done a lot of things, I still feel really good about doing all that stuff. So that really works for me. But I have to have a plan. So I make a list of things that I need to get done, and then I just tackle that list. I try to get as much done in the morning as I can before I even go to work. Right now I'm in a hotel room in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, go downstairs, work out, come back upstairs, probably edit this video and post this video before I even go to work. So I did this video. Tonight it is 10:17 on Friday, March 16th. This video is going to be posted on March 17th, tomorrow morning. This video will be posted, and I will probably edit this video tomorrow morning, which by the time you're watching this will be this morning. So it is absolutely possible to do this. I'm telling you that the plan you have is huge. And the one thing that makes that really easy is my daily list. So I carry with me at all times a pad, not a PDA, a PAD. And I carry a pen, of course, which you can get for free pretty much anywhere. So what I do is I go through my book here, and I have all these little pages of notes and whatnot going through here, right? So here is all of my list that I have to do, right? So this is analytics, this is Instagram. Like, what I've done is I've gone through and made all these notes over all of my training and classes that I've taken, and I have so many more of these stupid little notebooks all over the place. But the two that I'm really using right now, I've got these everywhere. The ones that I'm really using right now, this is my branding notebook. And what I did was I went through and I made a daily list of things that I need to do. And so I've combined them down together, and I have a daily list of social media things that I need to accomplish and things I need to accomplish for my brand. So that's one Instagram post a day, one YouTube post a day, Facebook post a day, one story every day, a link, a post on Instagram to the thumbnail from from that day's video, a linked story to that day's video. I try to check all of my social media twice a day and respond to any people that have made comments or engaged with me. And those are things that I try to do every single day. So that's my social media plan. Then on top of that, I'm doing other things, right? If I have a list of things I need to get done, whether that just be work out, clean the house, whatever, or, that could be I have a phone call at 1 p.m. with company Y, and then company X I have to send an email to at no later than 11 a.m. So whatever it is, I have that list, and I just have to go through that list throughout the day. So these are all things that are incredibly, incredibly important, but it all comes back to time management. If you're not willing to be good at time management and to be honest with yourself, this is going to be really, really hard for you. And quite frankly, look, I'll just be blunt with you. If you can't learn to be good with time, quit. You're going to waste a ton of your time, a ton of your life, probably a shitload of money, maybe some money that you don't even have, and you're probably not going to have a whole lot of success. You have to be good with time. You absolutely have to be good with time. And I'm telling you, you can learn to be good with time. Anybody can do it. But if you're not willing to make the changes and make the sacrifices, then this is probably not for you. There are a lot of things that you can do in the automotive industry and be very happy and pretty successful and enjoy and do a lot of cool shit. But if you really want to be that, figure, the public figure that that does the cool shit, that does the big projects and drives the big races and does all the things that you want to do, you want to be that driver, you have to be good with time. And I challenge you to find one single successful major name in racing anywhere that's terrible with time. And maybe I'm wrong and there is one out there, but I think if you actually look into it, you'll get my point. So I would recommend be honest with yourself. Don't bullshit yourself. You have to be straightforward. And if you're the type of person that says, oh, I just don't have time for that, bullshit. Challenge yourself and say, you know what, this needs to get done. But I'll also tell you, one of the big things for me that came from a different book, but one of the big things for me has been when I know that something needs to get done and I catch myself saying, I have to do this. When I hear myself say, I have to do this or I gotta do this, I stop myself and I say, I choose to do this. That little mental shift for me has been huge, and suddenly it's no longer like, God, I hate editing and I don't want to do this. For years I didn't want to edit anything because I hated it so much, but now that I say I choose to edit, everything is worlds easier, and I've actually kind of grown to enjoy editing. So anyway, guys, those are my tips. Rise early, read that Miracle Morning. I'm telling you, it's great. There's a link down below. If you want to listen to it, you don't want to read it, you want to listen to it, there's a link to Audible down below where you can actually get it for free. So those are linked down below. Don't keep your phone by your bed. Put it in the other room next to the sink so you can get up and just brush your teeth. Do the Miracle Morning, read that book. It's great. And then have a plan. That's the gist of it. It's a challenge. It's not an easy life, but it is fun. I get to do some really cool stuff. I'm really grateful, and I don't know when else I would ever have been able to go down the 4-wide drag strip in Charlotte, except that I get to do this in this career. So highly recommend you just put in the work and do it, man. There's some cool things out there that you can do. So anyways, I hope you guys are doing well. Remember, do what drives you. Let me know if this was helpful. Like and comment, that would be appreciated. Subscribe as well. If you made it all this far all this way through the video, thanks for putting up with my rambling a little bit. But anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful time with this video and that it was very helpful for you. I will see you on the next one. Welcome back. Off to a good start there. Welcome back to Personal Fucking Branding and Motorsports. I'm getting tired. Welcome back to Personal Branding. Help you grow your brand. Jesus. Along with tips and trips. Oh man, that took me like at least 20 takes.